Hello, SirParts online subscribers, and welcome to Java Programming, topic number 26, Java Object-Oriented Programming Class Attributes. Welcome back. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. How are you? We are already in our topic number 26 in Java Programming, and I hope you learned something about Java, and we are now in Object-Oriented Programming. Thank you very much for subscribing, and make sure to ring the bell so that you could get the latest videos of SirParts online. So let's go. So our topic is about Java class attributes. So in the previous topic, we used the term variable for x in the example as shown below, no? It is actually an attribute of the class, or you could say that class attributes are variables within a class. So this is our class. We created a class, what do you call this one, a class and class main, and we created two attributes, and we are going to run this program. Another term for class attributes is fields. So let's try to run this program. This is main3. Let's try to save this and run. And there's an error. Main method in main3, please define main method. Okay, that's an error, but this is because we already created a main3 here. Let's try to look at our code, main3. There you go. This is our main3, and by compiling that, we were able to create a main3.class, that particular program. The error that you see is error that states that there's no main method, no, in main3. So there is no such thing as public static void main string array. So that is not an error. It's just okay because we were able to create a class, that class for that particular program. Okay, so let's continue. Let's try to disable this one because there's no main method for that. So for this, we created two attributes, x and y. They are all integers and have different values. So we call that as main3, class main3, no? And let's proceed now on the topic of accessing attributes. So accessing attributes, you can access attributes by creating an object of the class and by using the dot syntax. So we have here an example for that. Okay, let's try to put this is our example, and we are going to name this as main3. That's our program. Let's try to save this and run our code. Okay, there you go. Output 5, and y5, because the value of our x is here. The value of our x is 5, and accessing that is as what the instruction said here. You can access the object by using the dot, no? This is the dot syntax. The object, which is my obj, and then you put that here and the name of that particular attribute, which is x, no? X is the attribute here. So my obj.x, that x is the attribute. Okay, so that's why we were able to print number 5 because of the we access it using the object, then its attribute, which is x on this particular example. So let's try to disable this to move in our subtopic. Our next subtopic is to modify attributes. Okay, modifying attributes. You can also modify attribute values, no? Like for example, this one, set the value of x to 40. So here, in our class, our attribute here is x, and the value of x is none. There's no value for x. So here, in our main method, public main method, we created an object, myObj, and what we do is we were able to put a value to that particular object x, the 40. So when we're going to run this program, what will happen to this is that it will display 40 on our screen. So let's try to run. Okay, so that's 40 because of this one. We modify the value of the attribute which is x, and the value now is 40. Okay, so easy. I hope you follow that one. Or in our next example, we can override the value. Here, this example, as you can see here, the value of x is 10, and we are going to replace that value now here by using this particular syntax, myObj.x equals 25. So the value of x would be at this particular point is already 25, not 10, because we override the value. Let's try to save and run this one. There you go, it's 25 because we override the value of the x. Let's try to do some experiments here, like we are going to print the value of x, system.out.println and my obj.x, so that our output here would be 10 and 25. So let's try to save and run. There you go, you have 10 and 25. That is because at this particular point, the value of the attribute x is 10. And by putting this code, myObj.x equals 25. By the way, this is a comment, a single line comment for Java. So I hope you understand that one, and we will proceed now to our next subtopic. By the way, if you don't want the ability to override existing values, declare the attribute as final. So this is our next topic, no? So for example, this one, in this program, let's try to enable this program. So we use the final keyword here, so that this particular value x is already 10. And take note on this one, on this particular code here, we modify the value from 10 to 25, and accordingly with the comment here, it will generate an error, cannot assign a value to a final variable. So let's try to run this one, save and run again this program. Okay, and there you go, there is an error cannot assign a value to final variable my obj.x equals 25. So okay, so let's try to change that one. If we are going to hide this one, it will display 10. Let's try to save and then run our code. It displays 10 because the final value of our variable is 10. By using the final keyword, you cannot change the value of the particular attribute. And this is good for you have here the final keyword is useful when you want a variable to always store the same value like the pi. And the final keyword is also called a modifier. Let's proceed now to our next topic, which is multiple objects. So if you create multiple objects of one class, you can change the attribute values in one object without affecting the attribute values in the other. So to understand this, we are going to have an example, which is change the value of x to 25 in my obj2 and leave x in my obj1 unchanged. So this is our example code. We're going to activate this one by removing the multi-line comments. And you have here our attribute x with a value of 5 and with a data type of integer. And we created two objects here, my obj1 and my obj2. And we modify the object in object 2 to 25, and we display the values of object 1 and object 2. The output of this program would be 5 and 25. So let's try to run. Let's try to save first and run this code. 5 and 25. So that's correct. Okay. And our next subtopic would be about multiple attributes. Let's try to disable this with our multi-line comments. And this is our last subtopic. It's about multiple attributes. So you can specify as many attributes as you want. So here in our example, we're going to enable this code by removing the multi-line comments. We declared here string fname equals John. Please do not forget to put a double quotation inside your value if that's a string. So we also have another value here, another attribute, lname or last name, though, and an integer with a variable age, which is 24. By the way, if name, lname, and age are called attribute. And here, this is our main method, main, and we created a new object for main3, my obj, and we display the name. This is a pure text with an extra space here, then the concatenator, and we read the value of the fname, so my obj.fname, and the concatenator plus this one is space. This is the purpose. If you want some space on your name and last name, on your first name and last name, you need to have this one. Then another concatenator, symbol concatenator, and my obj lname. After that, in the next line, it will print the age and the age, It print the age using my obj.age. Okay, so let's try to run the program. It will display name John Doe, then below to that is age. So let's try to check if that is correct. Okay, so I'm going to run the program now, and it displays name John Doe, age 24. Okay, so thank you very much for watching our topic number 26, which is Java OOP class attributes. I hope you learned something today, and see you in our next tutorials about Java programming language. Thank you very much, and I hope you subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much. Always remember, learning is lifetime. Bye.